Imbolc comes from Gaelic pagan tradition. It means literally in the belly. And one of the fascinating things about Imbolc, as it informs the season of Epiphany, is that there is no way to locate it on a calendar. We have deified time and dates in a way that is extraordinary in our culture. And here is a tradition and a practice which actually provides the great challenge of saying, I can't tell you when it's going to happen. Because the moment of Imbolc, surrounded by the season, comes from the tradition of watching the mother ewe in the pastoral community. And Imbolc comes to the center of the season as the mother ewe begins to produce milk. The mother transforms literally from a being who has been gathering up energy and sustenance and grasses all throughout this season of harvesting and celebration and Advent, just as we have. And then at some point comes to a moment at which she transforms into one taking in, to one giving, to one sustaining life. And this is the part of our gifting tradition that I sense we need to work on, that we have a grand opportunity to really become the first people in our community to celebrate with a fervor and a power that truly will do the thing Jill was speaking about from here today. Save us. It's amazing to hear somebody say this place saved them. And I think what she's speaking about is a sense of being saved by the opportunity to become more. The question for Epiphany, for this season of Imbolc, is who will you become in relationship to the gifts you have been given? This is what Joseph Campbell is pointing at in your bulletin this morning, the quote right at the top, where he talks about becoming a real artist, someone able to become gifted in the art of revelation. One who, like the Magi, which is where the story of Epiphany comes from, these magicians, they were actually astrologers from the Eastern traditions who came and were purported to have the gift of being able to look into others and to see if there was a king or some other divine presence located in even a baby. This is the challenge of Epiphany to us, one and all, to say, I've been given a gift this season, whether it's a gift of a tangible item or a gift of a situation, a visitation, a loss. I received gifts this season, as I'm sure each of you did, that were both about something I wanted and something that just simply happened. And an artful practice of Epiphany in the tradition of Imbolc would say, I now have a responsibility, an ability to respond to the gifts that have come through my artful crafting of Advent into the holy moment of solstice and Christmas. And then I've got some work to do, divining, discerning, as the Magi did, as the pastoral peoples did and watched their ewes. When do I need to become not so much about grasping in what I have been given, but about opening and allowing it and me to become more. This is why in the month of January, our community will move towards the practice of imagination. Because to be within the epiphanal season is going to require both imagination and courage to take whatever it is that you have been given and leave the manger and go into the wild places of your life and allow the gift, the giver, and you to become something you cannot control. This is exactly how the heroes of our lives live out their stories. This is why we celebrate the life of Martin Luther King in January. a man through whom the advent of his gifts and the presentation of his moment then got to the work in the wilderness of a country that asked him to become more than he ever imagined. So whether you relate most comfortably to Epiphany or to Imbolc or some other tradition, my hope is that you will, as a community, begin to talk with each other about how you are practicing in this season that follows the Advent and the Christmas. Can we make time and ask each other about it? To wonder out loud about the gift we've received? Can we move from a kind of grasping to what we've got or what we didn't want to an accepting of our gifts and a reimagining of how they might shape and form and expand us? May we be more artful receivers. We've been taught since we were children it is good to give, but it is an absolute necessity to receive well. And this is scary stuff to actually take in and release these gifts. But that's why we're here, right? And that's why we have each other to walk and to guide us into the wild places of our lives. May you be gifted this season to an openness of your hands, to a courage in your spirit and an imagination of your heart that blows open the doors of your experience. Let's make what happened in the holy moment of our practice at these darkest days actually become something that we cannot help but share with others. I want that. I know you do too. So let us make it so. And amen.